guys, this is Comic and today I'm doing a review for Patsy Walker AKA Hellcat issue 1. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic episode 126, and that's the show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show, and here are the exclusive comics. We got Deathstroke issue 13, Outcast issue 14, Fathom Blue issue 6, Tales of Terror volume 2 issue 3, Venus, issue 1. Jupiter's Circle, volume 2, issue 2. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, issue 2. Spider-Woman, issue 2. Batman and Robin Eternal, issue 12. Daredevil, issue 2. And The Astonishing Ant-Man, issue 3. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic episode 126, which is annotated. But let's start talking about Patsy Walker, and, AKA Hellcat, issue 1. So I've been really excited to read this issue, not just because of the Jessica Jones show and Trish being my favorite character from that show, but also I've been excited before that because I think Hellcat is a character that definitely deserves her own series and has a lot of interesting history in the Marvel Universe that they actually describe in this issue. So this is new reader friendly. Just want to say that. It's a pleasure to say that because a lot of the all different titles, especially with characters with a lot of history, haven't been so new reader friendly, and I feel like that's the job of all different Marvel. So I'm glad to say that this definitely describes who Hellcat is if you've never read a Hellcat comic. So I was very happy to see that. But yeah, cover is awesome. I love seeing the Patsy Walker comics, and then you obviously see Hellcat in the middle. So you're really seeing the two worlds of Patsy, because you had her as a romantic comic book character in the 1940s. Then in the 1970s, she joined the Avengers, and Marvel's like, hey, we want to make her a superhero, so let's twist her origins and make it that the comics are actually like part of her history, and that her mom made romance comics about her teenage years. So Patsy Walker's kind of a celebrity, kind of. So she's not a lot like her Jessica Jones character, but in some ways she is. So we get to see those two versions here. So beautiful cover, love that. And also really, really like the artwork. It's fun, it's cartoony, and it totally fits this series. My minor complaint about it is there's definitely some anime influence in the story. And I hope they use that sparingly. I think it's really cool that they have it, but, you know, the proportions are off because of it, but it's because to express more emotion. So I don't want to see it in every panel, but I think it's kind of cool to use it sparingly. And I want to show you an example of that style of artwork. Here it is. Here's one example where, like, her eyes turn into, like, feline eyes because, you know, they're trying to express a bit more of emotion there. So yeah, but like I said, artwork's beautiful, and I think it fits the tone of this book really well. But let's see what's going on with the story. So in this issue, we see that Patsy is giving a new idea for a business, and her business is about a super temp job, and She-Hulk and She-Hulk's landlord, Sharon, is like, what are you talking about, Patsy? What is this? And Patsy's like, alright, I'll go to the beginning and tell you how I got this idea. So this whole issue is actually about how she got this idea about doing this temp job thing. And, you know, Hellcat runs into this guy named Ian, and he's an Inhuman. You think he's a bad villain, just a bad minion, and he isn't. He actually is not a villain at all. He stole money, but he wanted to return it, and we find out he just doesn't really know what to do with his powers. And Hellcat and him actually become really quick friends, and Ian's like, well, I don't want to be a superhero, I don't want to be a supervillain, so what do I do? You know, how do I find a job? How do I live and use my powers at the same time? And now Hellcat and Ian are trying to figure that out, and in the process, Patsy gets fired from her job. Not because, you know, she did a bad job, it's just that She-Hulk doesn't have enough room for Hellcat or an investigator right now. So now Hellcat needs to live somewhere, so her and Ian actually become roommates in the issue, and they have to find a bed. So they go to the store quickly first, as they're shopping to find a bed, and Patsy finds one of her old friends there, from the romance comic days, so from her teenage days, Tubbs, who works for the store, and Tubbs gives a job to Ian because he has these powers and can use his powers to move books around. And then Patsy finds out that the Patsy Walker books have been reprinted, all because of her arch nemesis slash frenemy, Hetty. So now we're probably going to see Hetty in a future issue and see how Patsy deals with this, because she's not getting any money from these comics, and these are comics that her mother made, and, you know, we'll see how they deal with that. And I'm sure Patsy does not want these comics to be out anymore. She's kind of tired of it. So anyways, this whole adventure gives her the idea to make this super temp job, and that's the whole issue. And I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a very, very solid start for the first issue, because like I said, it's new reader friendly. It describes Patsy in a nutshell. You have the romance comics days, which I'm really happy that they added, and also the Hellcat days. So I think they're mix-mashing these two versions of Patsy so well. And I like that the romance comics supporting characters are in the book also. So we have Tubbs, that I guess is going to be a recurring character. Hetty, which I'm really excited to see, because we haven't seen her since like the early 2000s Hellcat book, where they were friends then, and she knew that she was Hellcat. So I'm curious to see what their relationship is now and how they're going to portray their relationship, which I think we're going to actually see very soon in the book. And I thought they introduced other characters very well, too. I don't feel you needed to read the She-Hulk book to understand that Jen and Patsy are good friends. Ian, I thought, was a really, really cool character, and they introduced him really well, and I'm excited to see that friendship blossom more. And again, I thought that it was just a good balance in a good first issue that introduced Patsy well and introduced the supporting characters really well. So overall, I'm going to give Patsy Walker AKA Hellcat, issue 1, 4 stars. Very close to 4.5, but I do think it's just a very good, solid setup for the book, and I'm really excited to see more cliffhangers, more twists and turns to come. So this is actually my pick of the week, too. I thought this was the best book I read this week, and definitely a must-read. So definitely get Patsy Walker AKA Hellcat, issue 1, and this is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.